Hello, dear students. Welcome once again to Rayat Online School Education Program. And this is the 26th lecture of biology and 7th lecture of human health and diseases. Myself, Professor P.B. Sargade from Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. In today's lecture, we are going to see the adolescence and drug abuse. Now, what is adolescence? It is the period of beginning with the secondary sexual characters and the termination with cessation of somatic, that is body growth. It can also be regarded as a transitional stage of physical and mental development of child occurring between puberty and legal adulthood between 10 to 19 years of age, where individual is no longer a child but not yet an adult. Now this was about the adolescence. When we talk about the adolescence, it is the transitional period in between the childhood and the adulthood, and it ranges in between the 10 to 19th year of every individual. Then, what are the stages of adolescence? Broadly, there are three stages of adolescence. The early period, it is ranging in between 10 to 14 years. Then middle period, ranging from 15 to 17th years. Then the late period, which is ranging from 18 to 19 years. Now these are the three stages of adolescence, and the physical, psychological and in all total changes in the individual are seen in these three periods or these three stages, and these three stages are called as stages of adolescence. I will move towards the next point. Now we will move towards the first early period, the age between 10 to 14 years. The changes in this age period include beginning of the appearance of secondary sexual characters. Growth reaches to its peak in this period. The rapid physical growth, at the same time, concrete thinking and defining boundaries of dependence or independence are observed in the children's or in the individuals of this age group. That means in the early period, 10 to 14 years. Self-exploration, developing body image, then development of intense friendship, seeking to counter instability and evolution. Now these factors or these qualities, they start to develop in between this period in the individuals. Now the second period, it is termed as the middle period of adolescence, and it ranges from the age 15 to 17 years. What are the characters or peculiarities of this period, middle period? It is characterized by almost complete full development of secondary sexual characteristic. Now this point is very much important because the secondary sexual characteristics are developed in this middle period of the individual's adolescence. The growth slows down at this period. The growth of the individual slows down. Approximately 95% of the adult stature is attained. Thinking is more abstract. Concrete thinking under stressful conditions. Re-establishing of body image. Capable of long-range thinking, sense of leadership and all powerfulness, preoccupied with romantic fantasy, ability testing to attract opposite sex, peer group help defining behavior code, etc. All these qualities, they start to develop or they are on the stage of development in this period, middle period of 15 to 17th year. Now the next The third is the late period of adolescence. It is ranging from age 18 to 19 years. It is characterized by establishment of total physical maturity. Now this point is very important because near about total physical maturity is done or it is acquired at this point. Established abstract thinking, intellectual and functional identity, then peer group recedes in favor of individual relationship, stable relationship, and change from childhood to adulthood relationship. Now these characters or these features, they develop in the late period of adolescence, and these characters are seen in the individuals of this age group. Now, the next point is physical changes of adolescence. Now through these diagrams, the physical changes of adolescence and various stages of adolescence, they are explained very well. The first and most important is the sexual development. The sexual development of the individual starts and attains its maximicity. Then the growth spurt is observed. The emotional and social changes are also observed at this age group. Then the development is of this fivefold nature. It is physical, it is intellectual, then emotional, social, and moral. This development is observed in this age group, and the physical changes are also observed very remarkably in the adolescence. Now moving to the next point, what is growth spurt and how it occurs in the boys and girls or male and female individuals. Now we will see step by step. Now when we consider the growth spurt in case of the boys, what we observe? In boys, the muscles develop, the skin becomes oily, the broadening of shoulders and the cracking of voice is observed at this age group. Now these are the changes in the boys which are observed predominantly. Then development of underarm and chest hair, then development of pubic hair, then facial hairs, then enlargement of penis and testes. All these physical maturities and changes are observed in the growth spurt in case of the boys. Then in case of the girls, in girls, the development of breast is observed, and the breast they enlarge and start to develop. The hip is widened, that is widening of the hip. Then development of underarm and pubic hairs, they are also observed as in the case of the boys. Then enlargement of uterus and ovaries, they are also observed. And another point is that the girls, in the girls, the menstrual cycle also starts. Then moving to the next point, the sexual development. As discussed earlier in the growth spurt, the sex organs mature and enlarge. Now these individuals are going to attain adulthood from the childhood. So the basic feature of the development of the adulthood is that the sex organs of the individuals, either boys or girls, the sex organs, they mature and they enlarge. Enlargement of penis and testes in case of the males, and enlargement of ovaries and uterus in case of females, as well as development of labia majora and labia minora, the external genital organs in case of the females, they are observed. Then development of sexual desire. Now in this age group, the sexual desire is developed. Then in case of the boys, the erection of penis is observed. Then sperm production starts in the boys. Then ejaculation is also observed in the boys or in the male individuals. Then ovulation, menstruation and initiation of sexual behavior is observed in case of the females or in case of the girls. Now these are the points, or these are the development in the these are the sexual developments in the individuals. Now moving to the next point, The emotional and social changes which are observed in case of the individuals which are in the adolescence. Now, which are these changes? Now, the first change is this include establishing own identity. Now, the children, they are growing, they are attaining the adolescence, and they start to establish their own identity. They know that they are an individual, and they develop fantasy, they develop daydreaming, they develop attention seeking behavior. Now, these are the changes: attention seeking behavior, then emotional instability and full of energy. It is also observed in the individuals, both in boys and girls. Then, sexual attraction to the opposite sex. Now, the individuals, either boys or girls, they show sexual attraction at this age. Then, rapid mood changes and conflicts with family because of the establishing of own identity are also seen. Then, behavioral code, that is influenced by peer group, is also observed. Then, self exploration and evaluation, this character is also observed. Then, formation of new relationships or new relationship is also observed at this age. Then, peer pressure is also observed. Moving to the next point, the mental health and adolescence. Now, we have discussed what is the adolescence, what are the changes occur in the adolescence, both in males and females, that is in the boys and girls. Now, what are the mental health, or what is the mental health and how it is developed or how it is seen in the adolescence? Now, here are 3 points here we have to discuss. The first point is many of emotional and social changes have implication on the mental health. At this age, the individuals who are passing through the process of adolescence, they show emotional and social changes, and their mental health is also affected at this age. In fact, they view their friends' peer group more important and influential than their parents. At this age, both the boys and girls, they think that their friend circle is more important and it is giving more correct advice to them instead of their parents. More influential thinking is about their friend circle. This may lead to various kinds of addictions like smoking, taking drugs, etc. Now, there are good as well as bad habits they can develop at this age, and this may lead to various kinds of addictions like smoking. The addiction of smoking, because there is the image building process developing at this stage, smoking, then taking of drugs, taking of alcohol or other beverages, it is also seen at this age. Then treatment in the of the mental health, or the implications of the treatment of the mental health, they are non-pharmacological approach. WHO mentioned, that is World Health Organization mentioned, the mental health gap action program they have developed, and it is called as MHGAP or MHGAP it is called as, and it's developed by the World Health Organization. So these mental issues and mental health is observed in the adolescence age group of the developing adults. And the mental health and adolescence, there are other points also. What are these points? We will see step by step. The mental health implication includes confusion, irritation, then moodiness is observed, frustration, nausea, less concentration in studies, then hyperactivities. The individuals at this age group, they show hyperactivities. Then development of anger, then effects on lifestyles like obesity, addictions, then accidents leading to ill health. They are observed at this age. Then the mental illness, in fact, is in terms of different forms of depression like insomnia and loss of energy. Now, there are some good changes as well as there are some bad changes which are found in the mental health in the adolescence age group. Now, moving to the next point, the mental illness or disorders or unfavorable changes is associated with psychological or behavioral manifestations. Now, these are also observed in the age group of adolescents in the individuals. Now, psychosis. Psychosis include delusions, then hallucinations, then disturbance in the thinking process. At this age, disturbance is seen in the thinking process of the individuals. Then the psychosis lead to Alzheimer's disease. Now there are some effects. They lead to Alzheimer's disease. Then schizophrenia, depressive psychosis. These may also observed in the individuals. Then amnesia, that is loss of memory, because at this age, because of the secretion of various hormones and physical, psychological and other changes which are occurring in the individuals, the amnesia, that is loss of memory, can be seen in these individuals. Then bulimia, that is extreme overindulgence in food. Some individuals, they show extreme indulgence in the food. Then anxiety, it means fear or apprehension, is also seen. Then anorexia nervosa, it means emotional aversion to food. Now it is just opposite to the bulimia. Then depression, it includes sadness, inactivity and reduced to enjoy life. These characters or these factors are also seen in the psychosis in the adolescence period. Then in neurosis, it includes schizophrenia, illusions and hallucination. Now all these not happen in all individuals which are going through the process of adolescence, but in some individuals, in some boys and girls, these activities or these problems may seen, but they are not seen in all individuals. I will move towards the next point. Now here diagrammatically it is shown the treatment if there is any mental issue in the adolescence period. What is the treatment? Now in this diagram, the brain and various compartments, these are the hypothetical compartments described here. This is a hypothetical diagram and it leads to the mental health. Now in the treatment of such disorders should be preferentially with non-pharmacological approach. Non-pharmacological approach should be taken with due respect to rights of children. Now you cannot do a sudden activity. WHO, it means World Health Organization, has recommended evidence-based guidelines under mental health gap action program as discussed earlier, or it is also called as MHGAP. And this treatment with confidence building measures, it develops the individuals to normalcy, and normalcy is also attained, and it is also seen in the adolescence period. Now moving to the next point, addiction. Now this was about the adolescence. Now the next point, which is very much important, is the addiction. What is addiction? The addiction may involve the use of substances, drugs such as alcohol, opioids, cocaine, nicotine and others, or behaviors such as gambling. Now the addiction, broadly when we talk about, it is the, what we called it as, it is the habit which is developed towards the drugs such as alcohol, then opioids, cocaine, nicotine and other behavioral changes such as gambling. Now gambling is also, it is a psychologically related problem, and gambling is also seen in addiction. Then addiction overall result in the impairment of physical, Then physiological and psychological functions of the body. Now this is the main important point which is very bad in addiction. The addiction results in the impairment, that is the impairment in physical, it means related to the body, physiological activities and psychological functions of the body. They are hampered because of the addiction, and they have very serious consequences. Now moving towards the next, the causes of substances abuse during adolescence. Now what are the causes of substances abuse during adolescence? Insufficient parental supervision and monitoring. Nowadays both mother and father, they are working, and the parental supervision and monitoring is very low in some cases, and it leads to the substance abuse during adolescence. Then lack of communication between child and parents. Because of the modern social networking sites and others, the lack of communication between child and parents is developed, and some implications are seen in this regard. Then poorly defined rules. So also family conflicts, they also play an important role in the drug abuse in adolescence. Then favorable parental attitudes towards alcohol and drug users. Now in some cases the parents also take alcohol and drugs. Now these cases are rare, they are very few, but favorable parental attitude leads to the drug abuse in the adolescence. Then expectations from drug use. Now some people in the age of adolescence, they take some want some expectations from the drug use, and they feel relaxed or they feel excited after the intake of the drugs. Then risk taking behavior is also seen, and these are the drug abuse during the adolescence. Now moving to the next point, the methods or measures to control the drug abuse in the adolescence. Now one point is to be noted here very prominently. Always remember that prevention is better than cure. Now you have to prevent each and everything which is bad instead of curing it after the development. Now here, avoid undue pressure. A child should not be forced to perform beyond his or her capacities in studies, sports and other activities. Now this point is to be very much important, because avoid undue pressure on the children, because a child should not be forced to perform beyond his or her capacities, because every child has a specific physical, physiological and psychological capability. It is not same in all children. So the parents and the society as well as the teachers and other individuals in the family, that they should avoid undue pressures on the children. Then the next point is, and which is very much important, education and counseling of child to face problems and stress. Now the counseling and proper education of the children should be done to tackle the stress and to accept disappointments and failures as a part of life. Channelize the energy of child in sports, studies and other constructive activities. Now when we talk about the children or about the individuals which are going through the process of adolescence, these children, you make them prepared to accept disappointments and failures as a part of life. Now this is a part of life. Then channelize their energy towards the sports, then studies and other constructive activities instead of the vandalism and other destructive activities. You should move their activities towards the having constructive approach or constructive activities. So moving towards the next point, the drug abuse or drugs abuse. Now this was about the adolescence. Now in drug abuse, the drugs which are commonly abused or they are used are opioids, then cannabinoids and alkaloids of coca. Now this comes in the drug abuse. Firstly, the opioids. These drugs binds to opioid receptors present in central nervous system and gastrointestinal tract. Now, this is related to the physiology of the people. These drugs, opioids, they tend to bind to opioid receptors, which are present in central nervous system of the human being and to the gastrointestinal tract. Now, which are these opioids? Now, the first is heroin, otherwise called as smack. It is also called as smack. Is chemically, what is the chemical nature? Diacetylmorphine. The chemical name is diacetylmorphine. Now, students, please remember the names of the drugs and their chemical names, because these questions may be asked to the MCQs and single sentence answers. Diacetylmorphine. It is extracted from the latex of poppy plant or Papaver somniferus. Now, this is the botanical name of the poppy plant, Papaver somniferus. Heroin is a depressant and slows down the activity of body. Now, this heroin is used as a depressant and it slows down the activity of the body. Now, this is about the opioids. Now, moving to the next, cannabinoids. Now, what are cannabinoids? The cannabinoids, they interact with receptors present in brain. Inhalation and ingestion of these substances affect the cardiovascular system. Now, this is very much important because these cannabinoids interact with receptors present in the brain, directly in the brain. Then inhalation and ingestion. Now, the drug is taken through the inhalation and ingestion process of these substances affect the cardiovascular system. Now, remember, in physiology of the human being, the cardiovascular system is very much important, and it is hampered. The activity, physiological activity of the body is also hampered. These are obtained from inflorescence and the parts of cannabis sativa. Now, remember the name of the plant, cannabis sativa. Marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja are other different forms of drugs obtained from this plant. Now, the plant is one, cannabis sativa, but various products, namely marijuana, hashish, charas and ganja, all these are other different forms of drugs which are obtained from these plants, this plant. Then the next is cocaine. This is an alkaloid obtained from coca plant, and the botanical name of this plant is Erythroxylum coca, and the cocaine is nothing but an alkaloid. It increases the level of neurotransmitter dopamine. It increases the level of dopamine. Its excessive dosage causes extreme happiness, then irritability and paranoia. Now, what happens after the administration or after the taking of the cocaine? It increases the level of dopamine. Now, its excessive dosage, it leads to development of extreme happiness. The condition develops, the person feels very happy, then the irritability is increased in these cases after the consumption of cocaine. Now, this was about the drugs which are commonly used. Now, moving towards the next is the hallucinogens. Now, we have observed the word hallucination so many times. Now, the hallucinogens, what are these? These are the mind expanding drugs. Now, they have the mind expanding effect, so they are also termed as mind expanding drugs. Now, what comes under the hallucinogens? These are alkaloids causing daydreaming. If this alkaloid is taken, the daydreaming is observed in the persons. The lysergic acid and cannabis are hallucinogenic substances. The plant Atropa belladonna and Datura species also have hallucinogenic properties. Hallucination are unreal perceptions of unreal object due to the disorder of nervous system. Now, this point is very much important. What is hallucination? The hallucination is unreal perception of unreal object due to the disorder of nervous system, and the lysergic acid and cannabis are hallucinogenic substances, and These hallucinogens, they are also widely used in the drug abuse or as a source of drug by the drug addict people. Now moving towards the next point, addiction and dependence. Now this is also an important point. The addiction is a psychological attachment. Now when we use the term addiction, we firstly called it as habit, and habit leads to the addiction. Addiction is a psychological attachment to certain effects such as euphoria. The euphoria is seen and a temporary feeling of well-being. Now the persons which are taking drugs, during the effect of drug, these people feels well-being, then associated with drugs and alcohol. Now it is associated with the drugs and alcohol. Then dependence is the tendency of the body to manifest a characteristic and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome if regular dose of drugs alcohol is abruptly discontinued. Now these are the drawbacks. The dependence is the tendency of the body. Now the body becomes dependent on these drugs, and if these drugs, they are suddenly discontinued, the withdrawal syndromes are also seen, and these withdrawal syndromes in some cases they are very bad to the health and to the entire psychology and physiology of the person. Then this is characterized by anxiety, trembling, nausea and sweating if the drugs they are abruptly discontinued, which may be relieved when use is resumed. If the use is resumed, these characters they go away, and the addiction and its dependence is seen in this case. Now moving towards the next point, the effects of drugs and alcohol abuse. Now this is very much important point also. Now after the drug abuse or after the taking of the drug and after taking a large amount of alcohol, what happens? The reckless behavior is seen. So also the vandalism and violence is seen in such people. The behavior becomes reckless, the vandalism and violence is seen in the individuals. Then excessive doses of drugs may lead to coma. Now this is very dangerous and very bad condition. The excessive dose of drugs may lead to coma and death due to respiratory failure. Remember, the respiratory system of the body is very much important, and since all these drugs basically affect the respiratory, circulatory and nervous system, the respiratory failure is seen. Then at the same time, respiratory failure, heart failure or cerebral hemorrhage may be observed, and this leads to a very tragic death or to the coma. A combination of drugs or their intake along with alcohol generally results in overdose and even deaths. As discussed in this point, if the dose of alcohol or drugs it is taken in large amount, it ultimately results in the death, and this is the result of overdose of the drugs and alcohol. The most common warning signs of drug and alcohol abuse among youth include drop in academic performance. Now this has to happen, that there is drop in academic performance in the youth. Then unexplained absence from school, college. The people or the students, they show school or college bunking. Then lack of interest in personal hygiene. Then withdrawal, isolation, depression, fatigue, aggressive and rebellious behavior. All these behaviors which are very bad, they are seen in the drug and alcohol abuse. Then deteriorating relationships with family and friends. In this case, the psychological effects are also bad. It leads to deteriorating relationships with family and friends. Then loss of interest in hobbies, change in sleeping and eating habits, and fluctuations in weight and appetite. Now these are the all bad things which are considered as the effect of drug and alcohol abuse, and all these happen because of the excessive taking of the drugs and alcohol. Now moving towards the next point, there may even be some far-reaching implications of drug alcohol abuse. If an abuser is unable to get money to buy drugs or alcohol, he may turn to crime. Now, the anxiety or the need of the drug or the alcohol is such that if these people they don't get money to buy the drugs or alcohol, they may turn to crime. They are forced by their body, by their psychology to commit crimes. At times, a drug alcohol addict becomes the cause of mental and financial distress. Now, this is also a very bad thing. Those who take drugs intravenously. Now, there is another method of taking of drugs. Instead of swallowing, instead of inhaling, some people, and there are some drugs, which drugs are taken intravenously. It means the direct injection into the vein using a needle and syringe. The drug is direct taken into the vein, are likely to acquire various serious infections like HIV and hepatitis, because these drug addicted people, they share their needles, and if one of them or any of them is infected because of the HIV and hepatitis, these diseases may be transmitted or transferred in the healthy individuals, drug addicted individuals, to his her entire family and friends. And use of alcohol during adolescence may also have long-term effects like loss of balance, liver cirrhosis. Now, because of the excessive alcohol, the liver shows cirrhosis, then pancreatitis. It could lead to heavy drinking in adulthood. And if this addiction of alcohol and drugs is seen in the early age, it leads to a very much bad effect in the adulthood, and the drug abuse is so increased that in adulthood the persons they develop so much habit to all these bad things. Now moving towards the next point, the chronic use of drugs and alcohol damages nervous system and liver. Now in liver we considered the cirrhosis. It means the damage to the livers or to the liver cells and tissues. Use of drugs and alcohol during pregnancy adversely affect the fetus. Now in some cases, some women they take the drugs and alcohol, and if these women they are pregnant, they show adverse effect on the fetus in their womb. Now moving towards the next point, another misuse of drugs is that certain sports persons use drugs to enhance performance. Now this is also an important point. Some drugs have other effects which are considered as good by some athletes or some sports person, but they are bad in the other manner, and they tend to enhance the performance. They misuse narcotic analgesics, then anabolic steroids, diuretics, and certain hormones to increase muscle strength and bulk, and to promote aggressiveness and overall improvement in their performance. Now some drugs they are used by the sports person to improve their performance, and this performance is increased for a very short time span, and after the administration of these drugs or after the intake of these drugs, the performance is seen increased in these athletes or in the sports person. Now the side effects of the use of anabolic steroids in females include masculinization, that means features like male features they are observed in the females, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, then depression, abnormal menstrual cycle, then excessive hair growth on the face and body, then enlargement of clitoris and deepening of voice. These are the male features which are observed developing in the females if these drugs they are misused by the female individuals. On the other hand, or on the contrary, in males, it includes acne, increased aggressiveness, mood swings, depression, and reduction of size of the testicles, then decreased sperm production, then kidney and liver dysfunction, breast enlargement, then premature baldness, enlargement of the prostate gland, and these effects may be permanent with prolonged use. If all these drugs or all these chemicals, if they are used for a very prolonged time, these bad effects may become permanent to the individuals, that means to the males and to the females also. I will move towards the next point, the prevention and control. The prevention and control, it includes these points. There is the age old adage, that is proverb. It is commonly used by the people, and it is prevention is better than cure. It means the you have to prevent the things before they attack or they enter into your body, and you start to curing them. You have to prevent them before entering in your body. It means prevention is better than cure, holds true for all addictions. It is also true that habits such as smoking, taking drugs, or alcohol are more likely to be taken up at a young age, more during the adolescence. And it is best to identify the situations that push an adolescent towards use of drugs or alcohol, and to take remedial measures well in time. Now, this point is very much important because you have to educate to the generation which are going under the depression and which are going in the drug abuse and alcohol abuse. You have to educate these people, and remedial measures should have to be taken well in time. And in this regard, the parents and the teachers have a special responsibility. Now, these are the prevention and control measures. Now, in this topic, we have seen the adolescence, various stages of the adolescence, then physical, psychological, and physiological changes in the adolescence, the drug abuse in the adolescence, and we have seen the addiction and drug abuse in detail. Now, these points, they are theoretical points, but they are important when we consider our 12th theory paper. And these have asked so many times, the questions are asked on this topic so many times, for long answer as well as short answer and multiple choice questions. Now, by this point, prevention and control of drug abuse and addiction, we conclude this topic, human health and diseases. And this topic is important when we consider our syllabus and our whole entire curriculum. So here we end this topic. Thank you all of you. Here we conclude our topic.